Hey, everybody. We are live here at Buy Local NJ. It's so great to have Christopher Chin from Unlock NJ Homes here with us. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about
How's it
what's
going today? How's it going?
it's going really good. Tell us about what's going on in New Jersey real estate because it doesn't really get much more local than real estate, right?
Definitely. The market's been a little bit crazy. We've been having to make some adjustments in the way we do marketing. Just our marketing strategies has been, it's definitely a little bit different than what we're used to. Not being able to be physically in open houses during, having a typical open house on a Sunday. It's definitely changed. We're doing a lot more virtual open houses with Zoom. We're doing a lot more when it comes to just being on Facebook and being on Instagram, being a presence on social media. That's been the key itself when it comes to marketing and when it comes to real estate. There's a lot of buyers on the market, which is absolutely incredible. They're constantly looking. The only thing is right now the inventory is a little bit quiet right now, but as soon as we get more inventory, the buyers are going to really gonna just jump all over it because rates or have been at a super time, all time low for the last couple of weeks or last month and a half at least.
So, normally you're pretty busy doing open houses over the weekend. What has that been looking like over the last few weeks?
I mean, with the weekends, we've been doing a lot of just being aggressive on Facebook. With most of my listings, I typically have what is called a Matterport, the virtual tours, where it's kind of like the Google, the Google Maps where you can walk around like street by street or Google Street, whatever it is. So it's very useful these times. And I posted on Zillow and I posted on Facebook. We're just blasting at every meeting and possible. We're connected to pretty much all the major social media groups, and all the local groups, and pretty much all the locals in the area, which is really useful to get our message out right now.
So you've been using Zoom to show show prospective clients homes. How are you able to do one-on-one appointments? Like, can people get into a house to do a walkthrough?
We do have one-on-one appointments. There are strict guidelines out there right now for COVID. There's a addendum out there right now saying that a harmless is basically describing if you have corona or if you had corona, is there any symptoms? If you didn't, then you should probably let us know. But outside of that, we haven't, we're very strict about how many people we take into the property. We take in maybe 2 people at the maximum. And, we're very careful with gloves, masks, etc.
You had kind of expected the real estate market to slow down a little bit because of the quarantine, but you've seen activity pretty high. I hear stories about people in New York looking to get out of the city because there have been so many cases and it's tighter quarters. What have you seen as far as people from New York coming to New Jersey?
I mean, it is definitely happening because, especially with these times, you can't really social distance as easily when you're literally, building to building and neck to neck with each other. As soon as you get out of your building, you're automatically running into people, as soon as you get out of your unit. So people are looking on getting a little bit more space, getting some, that's the beauty of New Jersey. You get yard space. People are definitely looking on transitioning to having, the more suburban life. So this way they can have, an actual house and have some separation between their neighbors.
And tell us about the space that you work in. Are you working in residential? Do you do any commercial?
I am in residential. We do occasionally do some commercial deals as well. We have a rental listing on the market right now for a commercial deal, and we're actually about to put a property on the market in Manville, 106 and 108 Main Street, which is a property which is a mixed between residential and we also have 2 commercial properties, which one's the Metro PCS over there, and also a barber shop as well. So we're doing a little bit of everything, but I am primarily residential. But I like to work hard, so whatever is available, I'm always willing to at least dabble in.
So in this stay-at-home time, you've seen a lot of interest, but inventory levels are a little bit low. What are the expectations as the economy is reopening? What do you think? What are you expecting to see?
I mean, I believe the market's going to pick up even more because as soon as the economy starts opening, the sellers are going to be more open to showing their properties, um, which is basically the hardest the hardest issue that we have right now is being able to let people into the property itself if the sellers aren't willing to do so. I have a couple of properties right now that are listed by people who have senior citizens in the property. As you know, with COVID, senior citizens are the most susceptible to the worst of the virus. And the last thing we want to do is have anything, go wrong and go south. And next thing you know, someone gets sick or someone's family is affected because we showed the property. So, certain properties, if we have vacant properties, fortunately we are working with a lot of major investors also in the area, a lot of builders, and they have properties. And when they build the properties are typically vacant. So it's very, very easy to show those properties. And we've been pretty successful when it comes to, ensuring that investors are able to sell their deals.
In which towns are you most focused upon?
Uh, I'm all over Union County, Essex County, Morris County, Somerset County. Starting to get into the Hudson County market also, and I'm also about to be a part of the New York City market as well. I'm currently working on my New York City license.
You sound like a busy guy.
A lot happening. Might as well take advantage of it right now, right? As Ryan Serhant and my CEO would say, expansion always and always.
Yeah, tell us about that because I noticed that you did join Net Seekers earlier this year. So that's recent.
It was. We did this back in January. I left Keller Williams and Summit after about 4 years, 4 great years. Made a lot of great friends. It's just that this is the place that I always kind of picture myself in. I started off my career about 4.5 years ago, and it all started off when I turned on a couple of channels. I was watching HGTV, Property Brothers, and just fall in love with properties. And next thing you know, I turned on Million Dollar Listing New York, saw Ryan Serhant, and just saw what he was doing, and it was, I was just like, I just kind of pictured myself doing that as well because the whole thing is, I've been a marketer my entire life and graphic designer, and so I was like, you know what, we could kind of take these ideologies and combine it. And since I've already had a background in marketing and understanding of marketing, real estate is a no-brainer because unfortunately, when it comes to be a graphic designer working for corporate America, you're not getting paid too much, or at least you're restricted on how much you're willing, they're going to pay you. But for me personally, I'm very, very, very competitive. So I want to be able to maximize my income and just be able to reach the sky as far as I can reach it.
I'm sure that the marketing and the design background helps in today's social media driven world.
It definitely does. I'm just constantly sitting around, just kind of thinking about different ideas, and I'm one of those people that's very cursed in the sense that I could work, I could work a 12-hour day or 14-hour day, and I'll still end up going to bed the next night just wondering if I missed something or missed some kind of detail because my mind is constantly running, just thinking about the different ideas I could put out there. Last month, we put out the Unlocking J Homes magazine for the first time, where we showcase local businesses. This month, in June 29th, as of next month, I'm going to be part of the Top Agent magazine. I'm going to be the cover story of the Top Agent magazine. So, things like this is just taking a little bit of time, just making sure all the marketing materials are actually, are on point to the message that I'm trying to get across.
Tell us a little bit about the Unlock NJ Homes local business spotlight that you guys have been doing.
I love just being able to, as people who follow me on social media, on Instagram and Facebook know, I love to eat. I think that's why we, became friends on social media too. We just love going to local businesses, trying great food. The biggest heartbreak for me was when Dim Sum Villa closed in New Providence. I was so heartbroken about that. I was like, that's the closest dim sum we got in this area, and I would have loved to have done the local business spotlight with them. But it's just my way to give him back. We're there anyways. people in real estate, the locals absolutely love people that are out here to really just help the local town, the town itself. I'm not out here just constantly just trying to shove a sale down someone's throat. I would rather sell the neighborhood. It's the neighborhood that sells the properties, not just the properties itself. You can build a beautiful property in any town, but at the end of the day is the neighborhood itself. It's the restaurants, it's the local, it's the community, is the schools, etc. That's what really drives the real estate market to where it needs to be, because that's what I fell in love with. I love the bagel shop in Springfield, Bagel Supreme. Just be able to, having those memories as a child from walking home from school and just be able to get some of the best bagels on the planet. It's just things like that I would love to just show to the world. And on top of that, the business itself, they love it, and they get to get some, they get to get some, they get to get some publicity out of it as well. Specifically, once again, that Bagel Supreme, when I was in middle school, walking home from school, they used to give me free bagels every single day, and I used to come back the next day and I used to just pay them regardless of whatever it was, just because, they were just always so genuine to me. So I was like, let's give back to these communities, because they're always out here trying to give to us. Let's do something great for them. And we're here anyways. What's the difference of just, what's the time difference of just posting something on Facebook and Instagram while we're at
Free
it?
bagel every day. No wonder you love that place. How about one or two other favorite restaurants?
Credit.
How about one or two other restaurants that we can show some love today?
Shout out to, well, I put these guys on my spotlight last month on my magazine. So shout out to Boxwood Coffee and Chaffee's Pizzeria. They're both doing amazing things right now. They've been donating to the local hospitals and just doing an incredible job of servicing the communities. Boxwood is one of my favorite coffee shops, and Chaffee's is actually was one of my first jobs I worked at when I was in ninth grade. So I just want to give them a lot of love, just because of the fact that they're doing so many incredible things for the community right now.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like long-term relationships.
That's what it's all about. It's not about the one sale for me. And I've always told all my clients that I love building relationships. Keep in mind that whenever we're dealing with a real estate transaction, even with just the rental itself, we're going to spend at least a month together, almost, for the most part. Just dealing with the whole transaction is just disgusting. We obviously have time apart in regards to when we speak, in regards to discussions that are, but the overall time frame itself to get to point A to point B, it is roughly about 30 days to 45 days, unless you're dealing with a really, really quick cash deal. So might as well build a relationship, because the thing is, this entire business is structured based off of that. People talk about Zillow and cold calling and et cetera, but the biggest business driver in this business is building a relationship with somebody, because if you could build the trust with somebody, they're going to refer you to somebody in the long run. At the end of the day, I would rather work with you and have you believe that I'm looking out for you as a friend, versus just some guy that's just out there for a commission check.
Absolutely. All about the relationships. Well, thanks, Christopher. Thanks for spending some time with us today, giving us some New Jersey real estate trends and letting us know what's going on. I also appreciate the restaurant and coffee recommendations. Can you tell people where to find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at UnlockNGHomes, and my website is www.unlocknjhomes.com. And my office is in Summit, New Jersey. That's Seekers International, 336 Springfield Avenue.
All right. Awesome. We look forward to sitting down for some dim sum with you soon.
Let's do it. Dim sum, coffee, something that involves getting out of the house, please.
All right. Thanks, Christopher.
All right. Have a good one, guys. You as well.